Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about a murder that is super local to me. They actually live in Abingdon, Virginia. They ran and operated Purple Cow in Kingsport, Tennessee. Purple Cow is a burger joint. They have all types of diner food. And just knowing that this woman did this and she ran and operated this restaurant is just super scary and just hits so close to home. Purple Cow is just like a drive-through. You don't dine in. Their whole theme is like purple. There's cows outside. It's just a really cool thing that they have going on. It's all around super popular and it's always packed. It's always out into the road and super busy. Sheila Keen-Warren is a 57-year-old woman that's been accused of shooting her lover's ex-wife, Marlene Warren, in May of 1990 in West Palms, Florida. Sheila's husband, Michael Warren, was married to Marlene Warren at the time of the shooting. Marlene and Michael lived in West Palms Beach, Florida, in a super nice neighborhood. It was called the Aero Club. It was like the wealthy and luxury of Florida. On May 26, 1990, there was a knock on Marlene's door. She opened the door and there stood a clown. They had a red bulb nose on. Their face was painted. It was white with like a smile on it. And they had gloves and they had balloons and flowers. In one hand, they held 2 balloons and flowers. In the other hand, they had a pistol. Marlene went to reach for the items and she was kind of surprised and kind of shocked. You know, there was a clown with the orange wig at her door, but she reached for the items and she replied back and said, "How nice." But at that time, the clown took the pistol and shot Marlene in the face. The clown then calmly walked back to the Chrysler LeBaron that was in the front that they arrived in, and this car was found 4 days later in an abandoned shopping parking lot. Marlene died 2 days later at West Palms Hospital. So Michael Warren was named as a suspect originally. He owned a car lot in Florida and Sheila worked as his repo lady. But they later found out that was actually his mistress and that they were having an affair. Michael and Sheila eventually married 12 years later in 2002 in Las Vegas. And I guess they just didn't want to make it too obvious that they waited over a decade to get married. But actually the Florida cops found out that they got married, and that's when they reopened the case in 2014. So they got more DNA evidence and analysis. They interviewed more witnesses and the witnesses at the time, and that's when they decided to finally reopen the case. So after they got married, they moved to Tennessee in 2002. They operated a restaurant 4 years later called the Purple Cow, and that's in Kingsport, Tennessee. So as you can see, I'm standing here in front of Purple Cow here in Kingsport, Tennessee. They ran it for 13 years. It started in 2002 and they just recently sold it in 2016 on New Year's Eve. And we've been here so many times. We come here for milkshakes, cheeseburgers, everything. And for it to happen, and it's just crazy. I know we saw her in the drive-thru and it's insane. Sheila and Michael ran the Purple Cow 6 days a week. They only had Sundays off. They put their pride and joy into this restaurant. They moved to a small town called Abingdon, Virginia. They had a home built on the lake. It was a super nice home and just lived kind of like a quiet lifestyle. So it took 27 years after this fatal shooting to even get Sheila as a suspect. And luckily after all the DNA evidence, it pointed it all back to her. So investigators interviewed all of their neighbors in Abingdon that lived local to them. They were in total shock because they actually celebrated birthdays together, holidays together. They would throw parties together in the summertime. So it was just so unbelievable that they did this. The Florida investigators called the investigators in Abingdon, Virginia, and the Washington County, Virginia Police Department. They had a warrant out for her arrest. They actually arrested her on the side of the road, and they took her in to book her, and she was actually to be extradited back to Florida. Sheila Keen-Warren faces first-degree murder charges in this case, and they're actually pursuing for the death penalty. Still to this day, her husband Michael says she's innocent. He is standing by her for everything. He spent $150,000 for her lawyer, but she still says that she can't pay for her defense. She claims she's broke, has no car, no property, but they found out that's a lie because she gave him $300,000. He moved that into one of his accounts. They put their house up for sale on the lake. It was $518,000, and they have money. They just are trying to get out of everything. Michael has never been charged or anything, and I think that's crazy because he was cheating on his wife with this woman that shot her. So to think that there's no relation, I just think it's crazy. They're actually looking into all their bank accounts. They're trying to see all the property they have. Supposedly they own a home also in Tennessee, but they're just trying to really dig into everything. The trial isn't set to take place until 2022, and they're trying to lower the bond, but the judge says that she's too much of a flight risk, and I think that's true because I just think that she would try to flee. However, her defense is trying to say that she's an innocent woman, is no type of flight risk, and her husband is just standing by her. He says he'll spend whatever he needs to on her lawyer fees, and it's going to be a crazy result. The son of Marlene is so happy that even 27 years later that they're going to get some type of justice, but for him to witness his mom just get killed right in front of him, I just hope that they get justice for this case.
To Abington, Virginia. That's where Sheila Keen-Warren, under arrest for the 1990 murder of Marlene Warren, has lived a rather normal life. We sent News Channel 5's Amy Littman to that small town today, first to try to speak with Michael Warren, the husband of the accused killer and the former husband of the victim. Did he answer the door? Amy's live with the answer and much more. Amy?
Well, I'm here on the main street of Abington. It's a historic, quaint town where this story of one of their own charged with a heinous crime from decades ago continues to be front page news. In Palm Beach County, she's called Sheila Keen-Warren, but here she's Debbie, and in her neighborhood 15 minutes away from here, people are talking, but they don't really know what to say. A beautiful neighborhood, nice, friendly people all around.
I just felt so welcome in their home, and them in ours too.
Just about everyone in the Heron Point neighborhood near Abington, Virginia, believed Debbie and Michael Warren belonged.
We have wonderful neighbors here, and they were, fit right in.
This is the community where the couple has been living. It's a secluded, upscale neighborhood nestled in the mountains. You can see the house is right down here where there's just a picturesque view of rolling hills and a lake in the back. This is a stark contrast to where Sheila Keen-Warren is now, in a jail cell. Trying to picture their friend Debbie as a woman who would dress as a clown, then shoot her now husband's wife in the face 27 years ago is hard to figure.
She would be the last person on earth I would ever suspect. She's just so loving.
Up until recently, Blevins told me the Warrens spent 6 days a week at the small drive-through restaurant they once owned in nearby Kingsport, Tennessee. It's called the Purple Cow.
Very hard workers, and we would only see them on Sundays.
This summer, Blevins explained the couple retired, spending more time at home, becoming even better friends and neighbors.
Right now, if I didn't have anything to do, I'd get in my golf cart and go down and see what Debbie and Mike were up to, and maybe they're at the boat dock or working in their yard.
But now, the woman they know as Debbie is preparing to answer first-degree murder charges and could face the death penalty.
I felt shaken, very, very shocked.
And when I stopped by the Warrens' house this morning, a woman answered the door, saying Michael Warren wasn't home either. Is Michael Warren, is he home?
No, he isn't.
Okay. You're just watching the house. Okay, sorry. Thank you.
He's not doing well. He's very, very distraught. When we talked on the phone, he said, Brooke, she did not do this. And I said, I believe you, and I love you both, no matter what.
That neighbor told me that she saw Michael Warren shortly after his wife's arrest, and he looked shaken and upset. We expect Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office deputies to come up here early next week to escort Keen-Warren back down to South Florida. Reporting live in Abington, Amy Littman, WPTV News Channel 5.
And if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what other video you want to see next.